many of you have ever drank some water? It's pretty delicious, right? Okay, so think you like milk better? Sometimes I like tea better. Steak and shake water is not good? Well, that goes in with our drinkable water thing. We'll talk about some water that's just not good. Okay, so think about water. Why is water important? What do you think?
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. Why is water important? It keeps you alive. It's very important. Why is water important?
It can water plants and your plants to grow.
Exactly. Plants need water to grow. What do you think? Anybody have ideas about why water is important? It's fun to swim in, right? That's fun. That's a good thing about water. Some people float ships in it so we can transport things across the world because this is a globe. See how much of this is blue? That's all water. Most of the Earth's surface is water, about 71%. So if we're taking 100 things, 71 of those things is a lot, right? Okay, so as you can see, a lot of the Earth is water. Now, this bottle of bright blue water is 1,000 milliliters of water, and it represents all of the water in the whole world, okay? So we're going to scale it down into our lab, and this is all the water in the world. So I'm going to start by pouring off 30 milliliters. Pour it into this little beaker. Okay. What's left in this bottle is all salt water. So let's turn it into salt water.
I love salt water.
Okay, so all of this water is salt water. So it's like oceans and seas, and that is 97% of all of the water on Earth. What's left here is 3% of the water on Earth. This is the fresh water. This is water that we could maybe drink because there's not salt in it. Now I'm going to pour off a little bit more. I'm going to pour off 20 milliliters. Okay, and this 20 milliliters of water represents all of the fresh water on Earth that's trapped in ice. So we're going to pour it into the ice cube tray. So that is 30% of the fresh water on Earth is trapped in ice. All right, now we're getting even smaller. We're going to take some more water in this beaker, and we're going to fill this up 3 times. It's called a pipette. And we're going to fill this up 3 times, and that will equal 9 milliliters of water. So you guys can count with me. 1, 2, 3, and it didn't suck up as far as I did, so you have to do 1 more. There, that equals about 9 milliliters. And you notice that I squeezed it into these rocks? These rocks represent all of the fresh water on Earth that is under the ground. So we can't just walk up and drink it like if it was in a river and a lake. And that is 30% of the water on Earth, the fresh water, is under the ground. And actually, 68% of the water on Earth is frozen. So I'm state that I made this. So this is frozen water. This is underground water. So this is what's left above the ground. It is about 1.2% of all of the fresh water on Earth, which is like 0.0003 of all of the water on Earth, including salt water. So it is a tiny, teeny amount. Now, of this water on Earth, some of it is yucky, like Steak and Shake's water. Some of it has swamps in it. Some of it is dirty. So, the actual amount of water you can drink is equal to about one tiny drop. Somebody hold out their hand for me. One drop. That's all the water on the earth that all of us get to drink. That's it. From that huge bottle, from this whole thing of water, you just get to drink one drop. That's so little, isn't it? So if that's all the amount of water that we get to drink, do you think there's enough water for everybody on Earth? You want water? That's not very much water. Some people live in places like here in Africa, in the middle. They're very, very far away from water. That's South America. In South America, they're far away from water.
We live in Rome.
Here's Africa. Some people in the middle, they're far away from water too. And they live in deserts where there's not enough water. So, if there's not enough water for everybody in the world, how could that be a problem? What do you think? No, if all of the water was gone that we could drink, then the plants couldn't grow as well, and we'd get so thirsty we might die. What do you think? We would have less food, and so that's a very real problem for some people in different parts of the world. So what can we do as little kids at the Discovery Center? What can we do to make sure that we conserve water so that there's enough water to go around? What do you think? Catch rain, that's a very good idea. What do you think? Yes, we can hand out bottled water. Here at the Discovery Center, we do some very special things to conserve water. We have water cisterns. We catch water off the roof, and we use that water to do things like flush our toilets. We also do low flow toilets. So if you flush one way, it uses a little bit of water. And if you flush the other way, it uses a lot of water. So you have a choice of how much water you use. And that conserves water. We also have a thing in our parking lots called pervious concrete. And it lets rainwater through so that instead of running off into the drains, that water goes back into the ground, and then it soaks in and comes out in the rivers, and then it goes back into the water cycle. So those are 3 ways that at the Discovery Center we conserve water. So just remember, when you're at home, you could do things like turn off the faucets, or take shorter showers, or maybe drink all of the water you put in a cup instead of throwing part of it away. Yes, sir?
I take really short showers, but my sister, she takes really long showers.
Yes. Yes, that is a very real problem. Okay, guys, unless you have any more questions for me about water, then I'm done with my demonstration, and I hope you guys remember to conserve water and have fun playing in the Discovery Center today, okay? All right, thank you, guys.